Hello, hey, hi. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gabby and today we are going to be doing a kind of strange video for me that I have never done before. So as you can tell from the title of this video, I'm going to be doing the try a chapter tag, but I'm gonna make it manga edition. So from the videos that I have seen of the try a chapter tag, people just use all of their bookshelves and then they randomly pick a book off the shelf and decide to read the first chapter. I'm not gonna do it like that. I have 5 mangas that I've recently acquired that I haven't read yet that I would want to read the first chapter. Now, when planning out this video, I was contemplating if I should do mangas like the first volume of a manga and see if I want to continue with it, or if I should do the first chapter of the first volume of a manga and then see which one I want to continue reading, and that will be my next manga pick because I do still need to finish Blackbird. I still have right, they're here. I still have, I'm just gonna move my head a little. I have 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18 still left to read. So I will read or pick the one that I like the most up from there. So, without further ado, I'm just gonna get into the video and show you the first manga. Okay, so the first one that I have is LDK by Ayui Watanabe. I'm gonna butcher their names, so if anybody knows how to pronounce them, please leave it in the description down below, and from here on out after this video, I will definitely pronounce them correctly, or at least try my best to pronounce them correctly. So let's start reading. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm really liking our main character. I'm not really liking who I'm assuming is supposed to be the love interest. They like call him a prince because he's like the prince of the high school, which is a bit of an eye roll. But like the first like 3 pages or so, she's talking to him and she's basically saying that like my best friend confessed her love to you and you basically brushed her off and were so rude and you shouldn't do that. And she's like, can you guys at least be friends? And he's just an asshole. Like, he's like, she was annoying, an eyesore, and I wasn't interested. And then he has the audacity to say, and that goes for you too, as if she would profess her love to him. It's kind of annoying. We shall see how I like the rest. Okay, so a couple pages next, she's in her apartment and she has a knock at the door and he's like, the person's like, I'm your new neighbor, I just moved in next door, and she's like, thanks for going out of your way to introduce yourself. And then it's him. Hang on. I'm really hoping that focused, but it's him, like the guy, and they're just like shocked faces. That's so funny. Okay, that's highly disturbing. So, okay, a few thoughts, which I'll talk about the other thoughts that I have at the end, but there are girls sneaking into the apartment building and looking through the little, like, slot for mail. They're like, I saw him go in here earlier, whatever, and then she's like, I can see his room a little. Like, what? And they're like, I wonder if he'll invite us inside. You just stalked him to get to his house. I don't think so. That's just me. Just me, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Then they go, since it's us, I'm sure he'd love to have us over. that. Okay, so what is her name? I think it's Aoi? Ao? Aoi? I'm gonna say it's Aoi. Just they're trying to take a picture to prove that they were there or whatever. And she's just like, what the hell are you doing? She takes the phone, deletes the picture. Then they're like, know your place, fugly. That annoys me so much. Like, what the hell? Okay, so I have finished the first chapter. I do like it. I'm interested to see where it goes. Mostly because he's very not interested in her, and she's not really interested in him, but I'm interested to see how like their love story ends up like falling into place. So yeah, the one thing, so basically her apartment, when she stops them, he ends up coming up and is like, can you leave please? And so because of that, she was like, let me just make you dinner since you're already here. So she goes to make him dinner, and she's like a little out of it because she got hit in the head, so there's a cut on her head, and she ends up accidentally starting a fire, and then the sprinklers go off, so her apartment is completely wet, and the landlady has to replace a whole bunch of the stuff in the apartment because it's completely, you know, soaked. So that is why they are living together. This one is pretty high on the list. I think it'll be really funny and fun. Oh, one thing I wanted to address. So for some reason, there is a lot of mangas that have like a high schooler living by themselves, and they never address it. It's just simply there, and I like how they addressed it. So basically her family was moving, and she didn't want to change schools or leave her best friend, so she said, can I have an apartment? It took some convincing, but they eventually said that yes, she could live in the apartment by herself, but you know, like with regular contact and everything. So yes, I really like this. This was really cute. So I'm interested to see what happens next, and hopefully let's see which one I end up picking, but this one is pretty high up on the list. Okay, so the next one that I have is Snow White with the red hair. This is such a cute cover. It's adorable. And I really don't know anything about this. Hang on. Oof. I really don't know anything about this one. I know it is a fantasy manga, but that's really it. So let's just get into it and start reading. Wait, that's actually really cute. What the heck? But is that the actual first chapter? Wait, okay, look at this. Now, let me see if I can show you. I hope that's focused, but do you see this is like this little cartoon? And if it's not focused, I'll just show you, or I'll just tell you what it says. So it says Cinderella version, chapter 1, Night of the Ball. But it's her sleeping, and then the person who, like, her fairy godmother, she's like, or he's like, she's already asleep. And that is like so me, because I'd be like, if I can't go, okay, fine. I'm gonna catch up on some sleep, especially if I'm Cinderella and I don't have anybody bossing me around at the moment. I'm gonna take a nap. So yes, that's funny. Okay, sorry, first page, but this is funny. So it starts off with, I guess, the prince, or yeah, the prince saying, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's in the kingdom has beauty that can steal my gaze, because he wants a new girlfriend or something. And then the person, because it's not a mirror, the person's like, I'm not a mirror, Prince Raj, just the town's top information broker. And then he's like, quiet, I call the shots and I say you're a mirror. And I guess in the background, who's ever in the background, it says, know your audience, man. Like, that's funny. so I'm really liking this so far. I just needed to say this was really funny. So the whole apple thing, yes, they were poisoned, and the prince ended up giving it to one of the dwarves, or like one of the guys that she's staying with, or not really. It was meant for her, but gave it to them. He ate it, fell under a spell or whatever, and then he's like, as long as you become mine, like I'll give you the antidote or whatever. And she's like, as you wish, I'm yours. And the guy bangs to the door and he's like, I object. I just thought that was funny. Wait, what? Okay, so like they're talking, whatever, and the prince is like, you need to speak better to me, I am your betters, whatever. And he's like, guess we're doing this. He's like, since I don't believe we've met, I'm Zen, second prince of the Clarnia's kingdom. Okay, he's a prince? Didn't know that. Okay, this is absolutely adorable, and this is now moved, I think, higher than LDK. Oh my gosh, I really like the fairy tale aspect. Fairy tales are like my favorite. I also love the story. So, oh, okay. So like, and some of the quotes, I've never had quotes from a manga, but it's just so cute. So basically, we have Shiryu, and she has red hair, and so the prince is looking for a new suitor, and he's like, let me find the beautiful one, the most beautiful one, and she has red hair, and it's really rare, so he wants her because of that. But she's like, no, and this is where the first quote comes into play, and I was like, that is beautiful. Yes. It says, this is the path I choose, and I won't allow my story to be written by another. Amazing. So she ends up going into the woods, and she meets Zen and his two friends, and they're living out in a like house in the woods. Obviously they're the dwarves, and they get a message, like this thing of apples, and Zen ends up eating one of the apples that were meant for Shirayuki, and they were sent by the prince to knock them out. So then they end up going to the palace, and then the prince at the palace is like, I'll give you the antidote if you like surrender to me or whatever. So she's like, yeah, fine. But then Zen's like, no. And then they basically turn tables and are like, you just poisoned the heir to a different kingdom. Like, do you want us to go on trial? Do you want us to like share everything you did? And he's like, no, please don't. Whatever. But then Zen asks Shirayuki if she'll join them and like be friends and like go on adventures or whatever. And the last line is, I know what I'll choose, what lies beyond this encounter. If this is the path I choose, the sound of my story's pages are turning like so many echoing footsteps. So cute. I'm so excited to read like the rest of this. So this is at the moment the one that I'm gonna pick to read next, but LDK is in short second, so yes. Okay, so my next one is Golden Japanesque, a splendid Yokohama romance by Kaho Miyazaka. This is what it looks like. This is a historical romance manga. And yeah, okay, a few things have changed. I got cold, so I got a sweater. I also got socks. Wait, I want to show you my socks. Oh, it just totally gave away that I'm wearing pajama pants. They're little avocado toast socks. They're great. Just smacked herself with a pole. Ouch. Okay, so I just finished the first chapter of this. I really I like it. I'm not in love. Snow White is still number 1. LDK is probably number 2. This is probably number 3. It's an interesting story, and I was getting confused because on the cover here you see that she's blonde, but then in the story her hair is black, and then when they explained, basically her father was, I'm assuming, either somewhere European or something, and came over to Japan, and people bully her because they say that she looks like an ogre because she has blue eyes, and they say red hair, but her hair is blonde on the cover, so I'm slightly confused. But anyway, so her mother works for this really wealthy family. It's a mansion, and one day our main character is Maria is passing by the school and ends up running into the son of the people that they work for, but she didn't know that it was the son. And then she ends up having to run him an errand and give him a book, and that's how they meet, and he's really nice to her. And then they get stuck at a library, and then they leave, so it ends up raining, and all of the black dye that they had put in her hair comes running out. So yes, that's why I was a little confused as to why she was blonde, but that is basically what this is about. She is seen as ugly to everybody else. She's always told to keep her eyes down, look down, like don't do attention to yourself, because she was bullied as a child. So I'm interested to see how she's gonna grow into her own and not be so shy and reserved and not confident in herself. So I'm interested in that, but this one's definitely just an okay one. Okay, so the second to last book that I have, try chapter challenge thing, is Kiss Him Not Me, and this one was recommended to me by Emily, so thank you, Emily. She told me the anime, and I added it to my Funimation, and then I saw it at the store, so I was like, let me read the first thing in the manga, and if I like it, I will continue. So let's do this one first. I don't really like the brother because one, he's not worried that, you know, she doesn't come out of her room in a week, and 2, he just called her that fatty's such a pain. And then she said, hey fatso, get your butt out of bed. Okay, I'm extremely confused right now. They better do some explanations, because she just went from being pretty chubby, pretty chunky, to being really pretty and very skinny. I knew that it was what happened, but I didn't realize it was like instantaneous. So I'm confused. Okay, so hello, Editing Gabby here. I was editing the video and I realized that somehow one of my thoughts on one of the mangas got completely scratched out, it's not there. Yeah, so it's obviously the one that you're seeing now. But basically I kind of bumped that. You see that at the end of the video, my little wrap up that I did, but I basically didn't really like it just because I thought it was fat phobic. I thought a lot of the terms in it are not good, and I don't know how it's gonna get better, but I don't really like the whole concept of her having these 4 boys who, most of them not really liking her or acknowledging her, now acknowledging and wanting to be with her because she is pretty and skinny. I don't like that, so yeah, I don't really like this one. So it's the lowest on the list. Okay, so, oh, I'm cold. I'm very cold. So the last book that we have on this tri-chapter manga edition is The Ancient Magnus Bride. And I, again, kind of don't really know what this is about. I read the back of it, but I still wasn't completely, I didn't completely understand it, so I'm just gonna jump in and then from the first chapter tell you what it was about, so yes. Oh, I just wanted to comment, I love when they do full color pictures in the very beginning. So we have this one, and then we have this one here. Very pretty. This one matches the cover, but this one we hadn't seen before. Okay, so they're talking about the fact that he's a mage. The Elias. This is Elias, apparently. And they're like, just to reiterate, I am a mage, and irritatingly I appear to have some prestige in our society. And then she's like, appear to? And he's like, I don't know specifics, as I avoid others when possible. Same. So the fairies, although they don't like to be called fairies, have taken an interest in her, and now one of them has just gone to her right before she goes to bed, and she's like, care for a nighttime stroll with me, the forest is so pretty by moonlight. It won't take long and no one will mind, a nice walk will be just the thing to make you sleep well. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. The fairies let her out there and they're like, you're gonna come live in the fairy kingdom with us and have fun all day. And she's like, no, I'm gonna go live with Elias or whatever. And they're like, why would you want to live with that bonehead? And she's like, all my life no one ever said I was welcome with them, but he said to make myself at home. Even if it's just his pet, I'll stay until he gets bored and tosses me out because he said we were family. Oh. Okay, this was a little bit strange. I was really liking it, and I was a little confused because I was like, why is it called the Ancient Magnus Bride? Nothing in this has been even remotely in a bride kind of way. Because, so basically this starts off with her, and there's an auction, and Elias ends up paying $5 million for, or pounds, 5 million pounds for Chasey, something like that. He ends up paying $5 million for her, and then says like, you're gonna be my apprentice, you're coming with me to my house, whatever. So they go to the house. So he breaks her chains and says like, you're gonna be my apprentice, like I'm gonna teach you magic, you're gonna become a mage, and yes. So that happens. Then she ends up meets the fairies and stuff, and he says like, we're gonna be a family, you know, pet, whatever. So then he follows her out into the woods with the fairies because he knows it's something bad, but he's like, okay, good lesson learned. You can't follow the fairies. So he does that, and then when he takes them back, he's like, let me carry you back. I have to attend your wound, but let me carry you back, whatever. And then he's like, after all, you're gonna be my bride one day. And she's like, what? And he's like, yeah, I forgot to tell you, you're gonna be my apprentice, and then eventually you're gonna be my bride. And I was like, oh boy. I thought it was gonna be like a cute father-daughter thing. Not cute father-daughter thing. So I don't know how I feel about this one. I think this one is better than Kiss Him, Not Me. So I probably rank this as number 4. Yeah, so hang on, let me show you the rank. I'd at number 1, although one of them is just slightly ahead, is Snow White and the Red Hair and LDK. I would say Snow White and the Red Hair is a little bit ahead of LDK. I'm super excited to continue reading this, but I'm also really excited to continue reading LDK. So then Golden Japanesque is number 2. I think the story has a lot of potential. I'm just a little bit confused and I'm interested to see how it's going to progress. And our number 3 is the Ancient Magnus Bride, although technically it's number 4 because it's Snow White, then LDK, then yeah. So anyway, so this is number 4 is the Ancient Magnus Bride. I've said my thoughts. And then the last one that I would say is number 5 that I'm kind of least excited to continue reading is Kiss Him Not Me. Just because, like I said, I think there's a lot of fat phobia and terms in here that shouldn't be said and people that are going to be really mean, and I just don't think the message of this book is going to be good. I am still going to read it because you never know, things could change, but this one so far is my least favorite. That being said, I hope you enjoyed my video. If you like this video, please go ahead and give me a like, and if you like this video and you want to see more from me, do not be shy and hit that subscribe button. Also, let me know if you want to see more videos like this. I really enjoyed doing it, and yeah, I think it would be really cool for other things. Wherever you are, whatever time it is in the world, I hope you are well, and I will hopefully see you in my next video.